I'll start.
He does.
I'm happy to start.
Yeah.
He does a great job.
Thunder Bay Exhibition Series, what's the main thing you're hoping to get out of this series?
Well, I think again, it's like when you start the year, you have a starting point. You know, you come off the break. You know, it's nice to play, get back into the game mode, especially the opportunity to play 2 games. I think is good because we get right into the fire the following weekend at North Dakota.
How much can you use this weekend to shake off rust and prepare this team for what's going to be a really, key series in Grand Forks?
Well, I hope a lot. You know, I mean, obviously, I think our guys are excited to get back. It beats practicing and scrimmaging against each other, and it's the opportunity to get some guys maybe try some things, but more importantly, just kind of get back on track. You know, where we left off. And we've got some things to continue to work on, and this is a good weekend to start that.
Do you use this as an experimental weekend? Do you experiment too much or little tweaks?
Not really. I mean, you're going to get an opportunity. All 3 goalies will get an opportunity to play. I mean, Matt got in there obviously against Tech, but Fonzie will get him in there too. I'm not sure the plan yet, but obviously right now we're a little short. We've got an injury, an illness, so we're missing a couple guys, which is going to change things a little bit. So right now we're going in there with the guys. We're going to dress all the guys that are ready to go, and probably the only difference we'll be able to dress 7D. So we'll probably see a few different pairings there.
Do you hold back any guys with slight injuries at all from a series?
The only one that won't play is Osterberg. He could, but we're going to make sure he's ready for next week.
Going up to Thunder Bay, this pretty good exposure for the program up there. Is this an area where maybe UMD would like to maybe
it used to be,
make its brand a little more recognizable?
I think it's nice. It's close. I mean, obviously, they used to have a USHL team there. I mean, we've got alumni that live up there. Obviously Travis Alexic and his dad Bill, and Larry McDonough and all those guys. There's a lot of guys up there. But again, it's an opportunity to go up there. They've come down here a lot over the years, and it's that foreign tour exemption, so you get a chance to play a couple games, and hopefully it's good exposure. Hopefully the games will be, I know they'll be competitive. They'll be a better team than they were early in the year, and we're a better team then. So I hope it's an intense series because it's going to get us ready for next weekend.
How much time do you spend in the province of Ontario recruiting and in this area, and do you see maybe playing up in Thunder Bay regularly or as much as the NCAA allows you to maybe help with the team's exposure?
Well, I don't know if we're going to, I mean, you can only do this once every 4 years. I mean, obviously we've got a 2-year agreement. They're going to come down here again next year and play us early in the year, but we've been up there. I mean, obviously that's an area that's is nice because it's close. There's a lot of good players there. It seems a lot of those kids are going to the OHL, but hopefully, if there's kids up there that are interested, I mean, they've got midget teams, and we've had conversations with kids from up there, but we go everywhere. I mean, we don't spend as much time probably in the province of Ontario, certain parts of it, but predominantly a Western Canadian group, and obviously the Midwest. But nowadays, kids are from everywhere, so you got to go where the kids are.
Procedural things, like getting everybody a passport, things like that. Can you talk about what that was like, kind of getting ready for this?
Oh, wow, it was more of a struggle for Hoagie, I think, but we started that process with him in June. No, I mean, most of the guys have them, so just making sure everything's up to date. We started that a long time ago. I mean, obviously we let them know during the summer, and obviously when they got back here to make sure everything is in order. That wasn't really an issue. Hopefully we can get guys back across.
International trips, whether it's to Thunder Bay, I think last year was it North Dakota, went up to
BC.
Winnipeg or BC.
Yeah.
I think they've been up to Winnipeg and BC recently. Would you like to make this, every 4 years, UMD possibly do something like this?
Sure. I mean, it would have been nice to go up there and play couple different universities, which is what North Dakota did out in BC. But there was they brought up a couple different schools. I did talk to them about that, trying to get another Canadian university and possibly another, U.S. college up there, but it was kind of a little bit late in the game. So if it happens, I mean, some schools have gone over to Europe. I'm not so interested in that. good. We can go up there and play a couple games to get ready for the second half. I mean, all these have to be during break, so you don't have a lot of, it's either in
during
the
Christmas
summer
break or
the summer,
preseason.
yeah,
Right?
yeah. And so this is good. I mean, if it works out. I mean, if it works out with our schedule, this year I felt it did, and we'll see what happens.
You like playing an exhibition? You know, there's a lot of college hockey games going on this kind of first weekend in January, first weekend after Christmas. Would you rather see your guys come back and play an exhibition that weekend or play in the holiday tournaments?
Well, we've done both. I mean, obviously, I didn't want to take that long of a break. I mean, to go up there and have an opportunity to play games and get back into it, I think that's important. I mean, obviously, they're important games to get back, like I said, to playing the way we were, to get some guys in game situations, to get some guys some minutes, probably more minutes than maybe they've been used to, and I think we're going to make a conscious effort in the second half to include some different players in certain situations a little bit more, especially when you look at potential injury situations, and plus we've got the depth, so we're going to try some of that this weekend and hopefully carry that over into the second half. Try and eliminate some of the bigger minutes for some of our guys that have played a lot, kind of spread those out a little bit. So hopefully that's a starting point for this.
Do you limit Krause's minutes at all?
He missed a month. He's fine.
Yeah.
No, I mean, guys like Dom and Al have played a lot. You got to make sure that those guys. When you look at our schedule, and our travel's harder this second half with 3 fly trips, especially starting in February. We've got some road trips. Our first half was relatively easy. Going to have to look at, kind of maybe changing our practice schedule a little bit when we get into that grind. I mean, we don't have any weekends off in the second half, so that means there's probably going to be some days off as we get going to get the guys away from the rink physically and mentally. So hopefully, and then again, you don't know what your numbers are. I mean, it's going to be when you look at who we're playing and things that happen in the game. We'll just kind of go week to week, but that's kind of the plan. I mean, I think it's that was my initial plan. I think we'll definitely probably take some days off as we go into February.
How have the guys looked in practices so far? I mean, any holiday legs or anything like that?
No, pretty good. I mean, they're excited to get back. I think it was a good break. I felt it was still a little long. I think a lot of guys, it's good when they say it was long because they wanted to get back. And I think you can kind of see that in the practices. And that's why I think it's nice to be able to focus on playing a couple games instead of maybe scrimmaging against each other and not having a game and trying to prepare for North Dakota, through that. I think guys have something to look forward to and kind of shortens the week a little bit. And we've kind of, it's kind of been a normal week. We let the guys come back on Sunday and start right again on Monday, and so it's kind of a normal, kind of back into our normal routine, with the exception of them not going to school, which is, they like that.
Sixth, tied for first in the league. You've set yourself up, certainly all the goals that you've had preseason are within reach.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about that before. We 4 guys went home. We put ourselves in a good position. I think everyone knows how hard the second half is going to be, but we had a pretty hard first half, and I think we've proven, through the first half what kind of team we can be. I think there's some things obviously that we need to get better at. I think we became a little bit more consistent team. I thought our starts were better, with the exception of maybe the Saturday Tech for the last month and a half. I think that showed. I mean, I think we won games with our balance. I think our special teams need to get better, but we just got to really focus on a couple areas, and that's one of them, as well as maintaining strong defensive play. I thought there were some games where we had the puck a lot, and maybe we forgot to play defense when we didn't have the puck, and we just got to make sure we've got that intensity and that focus when you play that way. And but I like our guy. I mean, I like a lot of things. I like the resiliency they've shown. I think they've had a real good demeanor as a group. when we've been down, we haven't panicked. And they've proven to themselves what they can do. And I think that gets them excited. I think hopefully it gets everybody excited, but you still got to go and play the game. And like I said, I think the critical part is going to be managing as we go through here. Like I said, how we practice, the time off through the second half, and making sure that our guys are really ready on Fridays and Saturdays to play. So there's a lot of good things. Good.
Good.